So now we just saw about the design thinking framework. I hope you have understood it. We have tried to keep it as simple as possible. If you still have some doubts, the video in the presentation which have already been mailed to you, it is having a very simple definition, a simple understanding. You'll be able to relate it with it much better. You may also employ it in terms of the requirement that you have. Now let's begin with the 6 technologies we are going to talk about. So first of all, let's address artificial intelligence. ये है क्या? Artificial intelligence क्या होता है? इसका मतलब क्या है? It's a thing from 1950s. It's been a very old technology being available already there. People were trying to create softwares and computers that would be taking decisions on their own, reason things, and understand why things happen. Now, what does artificial intelligence mean? ये है क्या? इसका मतलब क्या होता है? It basically implies to create a computer or a system that thinks like a human being, thinks like you and me. It reasons. It just try to understand things. So what does that mean? Let's say अगर आपके ऊपर मैं एक पत्थर फेंकूं या फिर कुछ फेंका जाए आपकी तरफ, so you'll understand it कि उससे आपको चोट लग सकती है or you'll get dirty because of it. So you'll either move out of the way or you'll catch it. If you do that towards a machine, if you do that towards a camera, it won't do anything like that because the machine doesn't understand. So what would be the output of that? What would happen to it? तो मशीन में रीजन करने की क्षमता नहीं होती. So just for that, artificial intelligence has been introduced. Now what does it means is, it means the amalgamation of technologies, multiple complex sciences and mathematics is brought together, including computer sciences, to make sure that a machine has the ability to think, to reason, and to find out a better way out. Now, people think that artificial intelligence is far more a sci-fi thing. And yes, it is indeed, but it has already started. Let's say you have used Google. It's a simple example of it. If you go for searching, want to buy a Nokia phone, if you want to buy a Samsung phone, you go and search for Nokia, Lumia, whatever it is, or Samsung phone, whatever it is, S7, S8, or if you iPhone 11, iPhone 12. The next moment onward, once that thing is done, so every single time you're gonna use your mobile phone, you're gonna use some web browsing or something else, you will see a small advertisement running there showing you the price of a latest phone available at the one that you can relate to. अगर आपने सैमसंग का फोन डाला तो आपको नीचे आप जहां पे भी सर्व करेंगे आपको जो एडवर्टाइजमेंट दिखाई दी जाएगी उसके ऊपर होगा वो फोन जो आप सर्च कर रहे थे और it will be a directly buying link from Amazon or Flipkart or something like that. That's a classic example of what artificial intelligence is. Now there are 2 types of artificial intelligence, actually 3 types. The ones that we are able to go for is the weak intelligence, weak AI, or the weak artificial intelligence, or strong artificial intelligence, and super strong artificial intelligence. Now, what is weak AI? Weak AI is a form. Weak artificial intelligence is a form of artificial intelligence which is able to do only specific tasks which is given to us. For example, Alexa. Now, you may say Alexa is slightly more advanced. It can do many things at the same time. But it is programmed to do only that, or those portions only. It has a very limited scope. If you ask it to do something else, it might not be able to. So that becomes a weak AI. This further one is a strong AI. So into it, along with that, along with doing the specifically trained the tasks, that AI, artificial intelligence, is also be able to do another thing, adapting itself to do those things. Now, this is what makes artificial intelligence slightly interesting because it can reason on its own. If a thing is going to happen, if a consumer is going to happen, if some output is going to come, it can predict it in a better manner than a human being can do because of its ability to calculate and estimate large amount of data and then further process out with a better output. Now, this is what basically artificial intelligence is to teach how to a machine of how to think, how to reason, and how to behave in a specific manner to give output that is desired. Now, when it is used and how are we affected? We are affected by it in a very large manner. Right from your Alexa, your Google Home, your Siri on your Apple iPhone, to the basic mobile applications, advertisement that is running on you. Even in Facebook, अगर आपने आपका फोटो खींच के रखा है वहाँ पे and then Google is able to trace your face having a square and asking tag a friend. This is a form of artificial intelligence. The machine handling so much data, it is still being capable of finding out what exactly is that square region, whose face is that. So this is kind of now artificial intelligence is massively used in banks and is massively used in weather forecasting, stock trading predictions. It's used in defense technology. India is now adopting artificial intelligence for defense purposes. It's a very big thing happening around. Now, what are the basic advantages of AI over other things? So, if a person, if you are supposed to, if you're given like bulk of papers, bulk of data to be sorted out, it will take ages for you. Artificial intelligence, it is done in fraction of seconds. Simple example of it is the banks processing. You might have noticed that earlier the people, whenever you give an application for loan in a bank, it would normally take months time to process to give you a basic yes or no. And nowadays, because of banks are using artificial intelligence software, artificial intelligence, see, a specific understanding is artificial intelligence is can be either of the forms, either in hard form or a software form. It's basically a computer system that thinks. It is not required that it is a robo that would basically kill everyone like Terminator or something like that. That's a super strong form or super superior form of AI that is yet to be achieved, and hopefully it is not achieved yet. That's good enough. So now talking about this bank's technology. The banks are using this artificial intelligence to scan tons of data, scans tons of applications, and then process it in such a manner that within a fraction of a second, the AI is easily able to tell that if the person, the document that is submitted is valid or not. It is directly capable of checking and correlating with stuffs like the credit score, credibility score, what is the account name, what is a person has been involved in another frauds or something like that. All those data, all those conversations, all those transactions have been brought together and forward by it. And then AI is able to tell the bank person that this person is capable of getting a loan or not. That too within fraction of seconds. So that's the advantage of AI. And AI is now almost everywhere. Even stocks, tradings, and markets are using it for predictions. Your better the weather services are using that. Similarly, AI is keeping on evolving and is slowly becoming a part of our day-to-day life. Now, why students need to learn AI? The first of all, the simplest one is it has already developed enough. Earlier, there were since it has been from 1950s, there was no much data available for handling. But nowadays, because of server strengths and many such cloud servers and many data data creations and data being generated from each individuals, all those data handlings have been raised much more. And because of that, the scope for AI has multiplied. Now, whatever it is, by 2045, it is assumed that almost every equipment that you're going to be used is going to be having AI settled into that. So that's why AI is forming new technologies. And now machine learning, AI, deep neural networks, all these things are gaining a bigger share of the market. So that was about AI. So you can go to the video given the presentation, you'll be able to understand it much better. But simply put, it is teaching a computer or teaching a machine how to think, how to reason, or in simply words, how to behave in the way you want it to behave and how to adapt. That's artificial intelligence. There are many forms of it, and you can have it literally available with you every single day. The presentation also has some different examples. You can go through it and it will give you a better view. Now let's come to machine learning. Machine learning, neural networks, deep networks, all are a basic subset of artificial intelligence. Now whatever data has been there, अभी हमने देख लिया कि मशीन सोचने लगी है, मशीन को हमने सोचना सिखा दिया. But for that machine to understand things, it requires tons of data. It requires massive amount of data, and that data has to be processed earlier. So after processing the data, the machine can decide whether it is X or Y. But for handling that data, machine learning comes in. Simply put, artificial intelligence is trying to mimic, is trying to copy how a human think, how a human beings think. It's either by learning, by verbal recognition, Deep neural networks or machine learning. So now coming to machine learning. Machine learning doesn't mean learning machines. Machine learning means teaching the machine how to learn. Okay. So in machine learning there are three forms. There is one is supervised learning, there is unsupervised learning, and then there is reward based learning. Now, we will be teaching all these things to the kids as well and some many other deeper parts into it. Now, what machine learning does is whenever you give them data, a complete huge amount of data, that data is sorted out in a specific manner, in a very specific pre-oriented manner by the machine itself without requiring a human being to intervene into it. तो अगर आप मशीन को आप पूरा सेटअप दे दोगे for whatever time period it has been gone through, a machine would be able to understand these things, the paths behind it, the paradigms behind it, and will form a profile curve. This basically is what machine learning is. You are teaching a machine how to learn. You define the path, whether by supervised learning, unsupervised learning, or reward-based learning. Now, this is machine learning. You will find the same thing under the umbrella of. Now it happens in such a way. Artificial intelligence is not just a keyword; it is an entire concept. It houses in all six key technologies underneath it. Normally, ये माना जाता है कि after the artificial intelligence is something else and machine learning is something else. It happens like artificial intelligence is the umbrella under which machine learning is there. Similarly, deep learning and neural learning is also inside it. So that's what machine learning is. It's letting a machine understanding how to learn, how to translate. The word is how to translate the data it is fed. One of the key features of artificial intelligence and machine learning is that it increases your productivity multiple times, increases the efficiency, and the most important thing is it lets humans get rid of the responsibility of the outcome. Now, why is that matters? Is that first of all, a human being normally goes on whatever his instinct is or whatever is the possible experience that he has gone through. Whereas for machines, through machine learning and artificial intelligence, the entire tons of data, the entire tons of predicaments and predictions can be processed out. Whatever happenings have been processed. All those things can be pretty much put down along a time streamline and then further processed to give a better output or better understanding of what a situation is and will be. So this gives a better perspective about what is going to happen, what is going to be the prediction, or what is the identification of the given statement by means of machines and artificial intelligence, which a human being is pretty much lagged about because of its inability to analyze so much of data. So that's why artificial intelligence is being used so much. Now, in the commerce sector, in the banking sector, banks are preferring artificial intelligence at a much faster pace than it was ever. Similarly, in medical industries, and many other factors, problem solving, engineering, constructions, and finances, even in law cases, people are using artificial intelligence to find out deeper facts, the deeper regions which were slightly impossible for humans to reach. Let's take a small example of a human being, a person wants to be a doctor or something. Artificial intelligence, machine learnings, all such things are being utilized to understand the condition of a person, whatever his past history was till present date, and what the conditions he has gone through, and whatever the symptoms he has matched, it would be matched to billions of people around the world, all the cases histories, all the medical explorations which have been there, and to find out what is the exact problem happening to the person, and then execute onto that. So it saves a tons of time onto that, and at the same time, the risks involved into it are far lesser compared to a human being venturing into a different path. So explorations and anything new has to be tried out. Artificial intelligence is the key technology that people are forcing upon and forcing upon. So now that was artificial intelligence, its subset machine learning. Now let's go on to the robotics. It's pretty much seen every day now. We have used it everywhere. Your toy robo, your industrial robots, and every single thing. So basically, robo means a thing. A robo means a set of machine, a computer, a processing systems having capability to do any task it has been asked to. That's what basically robotics is. Whenever a command is given and the command is executed either by some form of motion or some form of action and in a repetitive and precise manner upon the call of the owner of the actuator, that's what robotics is. आप कोई भी कमांड दीजिए, वो कमांड को एग्जीक्यूट करने से लेके एक पूरी प्रिसाइज मेथड में उसको करना, this is what robotics is. And robotics has been there from pretty long time. It has been evolved to a much higher state. Even artificial intelligence is embedded into it. And now people are using robots right from manufacturing, fabrication, medicines, banking sectors. Even in banking sectors, robotics are used. It's pretty much the automated cash counters, the cash printings, uh, the rupee printings, the coin printings, all such things are now being taken over from manual handling to robotics for better precision, better output. So no matter whichever field you go through, whichever sector you touch, it has been pretty much taken over by robotics. So that's why it is slightly important to learn these things, learn these technologies behind it. So robotics is this is what it is. You give a command, you basically give any input, and the machine has to perform in a way that you have pre-ordered it, and that gives the execution done in a method that you require. That is robotics. So now it has been pretty much dominant. Now you can see it. The advantages of it are massive. Reaching in hazardous regions, reaching in performing regions, performing activities which are which is impossible for human beings, like lifting loads, continuously performing a repetitive tasks, which is very fatigue worthy for human being. It would be very easy for robotics. Now you have seen the machines taking over fabrication plant, machines taking robotics arms are there, robotic surgeons are there. In medicine industries, wherever people are slightly having very difficulties in operating on a simple parts, like surgeons are there, you cannot operate at a specific small intercities. Even in those intercities, this robotics can be utilized. So this is the power of robotics. Robotics are transforming people's life on day-to-day basis, and you have seen it happening, and it has been there, and it will be there for quite good amount of time. So right from your right from your defense field to crops harvesting to the medicine field to industries, everywhere robotics is there. So that's what robotics is.